Welcome to the Speedify Live office hours. I'm Alex Geesis, and did I get it right? Pointing in the right direction. It's all mirrored, confusing. We got Mike Kane. Mike, say hi.
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah, so we're live, and we're here to answer any questions you have about Speedify. I can't talk today. The app that combines all of your internet connections. So if you have questions, put them in the comments. Wherever you're watching this video, we will see them and we will answer them. So any questions about Speedify, about how to use it, about how it works. I'd also like to hear where you're all located. I know we have users all around the world, and it's very exciting for us to hear where people are. So, Mike, I know you are very busy these days. Speedify 12 is coming. Any hints you can give us about what's going to be in there?
Yeah, I think the major goal and focus for us in Speedify 12 is stability, and making streaming a high priority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Speedify 12, I think some companies wait for these big numbers to throw out all these crazy new features. We decided to do the opposite. And Speedify 12 is instead the release that you absolutely want to upgrade to. if you're using some old version because it works well and you don't think you should upgrade to Speedify 12 when it comes out. It's not all new. It's just better. Like Mike was saying, a lot of tiny changes to streaming mode. It's a lot more aggressive about using cellular when you're live streaming or on a video call. If it thinks cellular might help you, it'll use cellular. I mean, because live streams, they're the most important thing in the world, right? That's why we're all here. So hey to everybody. I see you guys out there. Yeah. Kazim and TB. Where are you guys located? Share where you're located. I want to hear it. I love knowing where people are. Not like your home address. I mean, what country? What city? So there were a bunch of questions about servers yesterday, and I was hoping to get Brian Purdell on here today, but it didn't work out to answer servers. He is the guy in charge of managing the team that manages the gazillions of Speedify servers around the world. And there's lots of tricky issues there that he'd be happy to talk about. But all right. Nithipong says, now I build a bonding device from a Raspberry Pi 4. How to write a script to make Speedify full screen automatically when I start the Raspberry Pi. Do you know, Mike?
Great question. Not offhand, I do not know.
All right. I'm going to text someone and see if we can get you an answer. Well, hopefully the right people are watching the stream, and if not, Ryan can text them. On the Raspberry Pi, do we know how to maximize the window automatically? Can a script push it to? There might be just an answer that works on all apps, right? There might be a way to write a script that just takes whatever program and makes it full screen. That's right. So if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. Trey is in Houston, Texas. All right. So you guys lost James Harden to us. I mean, a couple stops along the way, but man, I'm glad to have that guy. You guys should have held on to him. As far as I can tell, he's a great teammate. And all those stories were just lies. But I don't actually work with him, know him, anything like that. I just watch TV. So how are you feeling about the Sixers, Mike?
I have high hopes, as every Philadelphian always does, going into the end of the season. I fully expect the heartbreaking letdown, but until then, high hopes.
Yeah. Sixers, it's tough being a Sixers fan, but this is our year.
I really think if I had to put money down that Joel Embiid is going to be the MVP this year, and maybe that will spark his confidence to take us to the promised land.
I've been going to Sixers games since we were excited that Sean Bradley had been drafted.
You've been through some good years.
And more bad ones. So anyway, enough about Sixers. People here talk about the Speedify. You guys being very quiet. Post questions. So there's a question. A lot of the locations, it is hard to get servers. I know someone was asking yesterday, why don't we have any servers in Delhi? And man, if you guys know how to get good servers in Delhi, tell us. We rented servers in Delhi and got 10 megabits. We need 800, we need 1,000 megabits a server, right? People are coming to us for speed boosts, and Malaysia similar. New Zealand, we're in a strange situation where we have a bunch of servers and they work great, but we're having trouble getting anyone to rent us more servers. It seems like they maxed out some capacity, and we need more servers in New Zealand, and we know that, and we are having trouble getting them. We're even willing to pay. But there's only so many people who can provide fast servers in some of these locations. All right. Tech in the city. Aloha. Honolulu. Yeah, how you doing? Missed you. You've been quiet the last couple streams. Perhaps you've been on vacation or something. Hope you've been having fun. All right. Okay, Trey says, so I'm a streamer, and what benefits do I get from using Speedify as opposed to another VPN or no VPN as a whole? You want to take this, Mike?
Sure, I'll start it off. So using Speedify, your traffic is going to be prioritized when you're in streaming mode. So opposed to another VPN or no VPN, we're going to see that traffic, prioritize it over every other bit of traffic you have going on in your device, and make sure that gets through. I think another great benefit for using Speedify is the redundancy. So we're going to make sure the packets get through. We're going to make sure your stream stays online, and we can combine multiple connections. So if your cellular, your Wi-Fi goes out while you're using your iPhone streaming, we're going to save that. You're not going to even see a hiccup. We're going to continue using the working adapter. And I don't think any other VPNs do that. And I know your phone won't do that. So two big benefits for using Speedify.
Bonding. You didn't mention bonding.
Yeah. So So combining your connections to give you faster speed, so you can, maybe you can only stream at, 480p. Combine your cellular, combine your Wi-Fi. Maybe we can get you up to a 2K speed or a 1080p speed. Channel bonding at its best.
Yeah, and the failover, right? I mean, you can be on one internet connection, that's doing great, right? So me right now, I think, I don't even know. I'm on Comcast cable, and all of my stream is going over that. But I actually have two tethered phones to this computer. So should the Comcast go out, it'll immediately switch over to the cellular, and it'll do it without, breaking the RTMP stream, right? And just the whatever services, YouTube and stuff, will see no change. It'll just switch. All right. Moin Frey says, some of my friends use free data with limit, but I have a question. We have had various special offers where people start at different times and different locations, and sign up now and we'll give you more. 50 sounds pretty lucky. It's been a very limited time offer. Brian Chi, Ethernet sharing question. It feels like your how-to doc assumes a static IP address in the machines attached to the wired Ethernet. I tried a DHCP-D, which worked, but how do I pass along the DNS IPs? Wait, if you're sharing over our scripts on the Raspberry Pi, set up the DHCP-D for you. Like you set the IP range in the configuration file, Brian, and then we dynamically give out those IP addresses as devices join. So yeah, you set the IP just of the Raspberry Pi, and then it gives out DNS to everything that joins it, or Raspberry Pi, Linux, Ubuntu, whatever it is. I'm not sure why you would. Yeah, on the wired Ethernet being shared. Yeah, our sharing scripts should set all that up for you. You can email support@speedify.com if you're seeing something else. If you're seeing us not give out IP addresses, maybe something is broken. Yeah, it gives, in the DHCP, it gives out an IP address for a DNS server that works. don't quite remember how that works, whether we run a proxy on the Pi that then sends it over the tunnel, or whether we just give the IP address of the DNS server on the other side of the tunnel. But yeah, we definitely should be giving out not only IP addresses, but a working DNS server in the DHCP advertisements. Yeah, if you're not seeing that, send an email to support@speedify.com, because I think our scripts take care of that. They are thoroughly tested on Raspberry Pi OS and Ubuntu. Other Linuxes, this is the kind of stuff that's different from Linux to Linux. So, those scripts are one of the main reasons that we say, Ubuntu, Debian, Raspberry Pi. Some of the core software works on other Linuxes, but those really might not. All right, which transport mode is best for live streaming such as Zoom and Facebook? Mike?
My advice would just keep it in auto. Let us take care of transport mode. We're going to find out which one works, which one doesn't, and apply it automatically for you.
All right. And make sure you're in streaming mode. Yes, Rita, we are here. If you have questions, you just ask them right where you type that comment. Ask your question, we will answer them. All right. McLindrash. My mobile Huawei, anytime VPN suddenly 1 minute after off, please help me.
Sounds like it's
send. I would say send logs. From the menu, you go to the menu, the little hamburger in the top left, you click, there's a generate logs at the bottom. That'll make an email to support@speedify.com, and we'll attach to it, as it sends it, a zip file full of logs so we can see the details of what's going on your computer. Ah, cool. All right. Tech in the City and Brian know each other. Very good. Nice. All right. All right. Nesbong says, thank you. Cool. Did I miss any? For a while, the comments were coming by super fast. But yeah, so just go back. The benefits of Speedify, right? It's not so a regular VPN makes one tunnel back to the server, a single TCP connection, or if you're using WireGuard, a single UDP connection, and jams all of your traffic over that. So it becomes both a performance bottleneck and a reliability bottleneck. Where we'll make, honestly, at this point, we make 8 connections back to the VPN server on every internet connection you have. So if you have 3 internet connections, we'll actually have 24 connections. And that lets us max out, all of your internet connection, like actually max them out, because the one connection that a normal VPN uses often can't reach the full speed of the internet connection. Some of them stop one TCP connection from hogging the whole internet connection. And it's kind of by design. So we'll make 8 so we can hog the whole thing, because it's not us being jerks. We're representing all the apps on your system, so it makes sense. How many connections can you use at the same time on a PC? In the software, the answer is 31. But I don't think, sometimes we test with 12, right? I mean, we test with 3 all day long. And some occasionally with 12. But yeah, the software, it uses, what is that, a 5-bit number to represent the internet connection. All right, now Scott asks, is it possible to use 2 Wi-Fi connections on iPhone or Android device? Any workarounds if not? Mike?
2 Wi-Fi connections. So I suppose, I'm not sure if we used any adapters, but if any Lightning connectors that connect to an iPhone can accept, has a Wi-Fi card in it, then we probably absolutely use that.
Or you could do something like Wi-Fi to a Raspberry Pi running Speedify, and it could have like 4 different Wi-Fi cards, in all those USB ports, and then each of them could join a different Wi-Fi. Windows, assuming they didn't break it in Windows 11, I haven't tried it recently. It's kind of neat that menu for joining the Wi-Fi. Down by the clock, you click it and it asks which Wi-Fi you want to join. If you have 2 Wi-Fi cards, Windows knows about it, and at the top of that menu appears a picker for which Wi-Fi card. And so you can pick one Wi-Fi card, join a Wi-Fi, pick a different Wi-Fi card, join a different Wi-Fi network. And Windows is totally fine now with you being on 2 Wi-Fis, and it lets you pick them both, and then Speedify will detect them and use them. All right, Moyne asks, is using the auto option to connect to VPN a good option for launching the game? Yeah, I think for the most part, the auto option should find the right thing for you. I wonder what game you're using. I'm just kind of curious. Venezuela. We believe in internet freedom here. It is a strong stance of ours that everyone deserves unfettered access to the internet. People in Venezuela are unfortunately not allowed to buy VPNs. So we're just giving them enough data that they can freely access the internet without making a purchase, since they're unable to. We're very much committed. I haven't been talking about that much lately, but there are core values here that we believe that everyone deserves to be able to get on the internet and do what they want, short of crimes. So there we are. Yeah, we are letting people in Venezuela use Speedify essentially for free because we care. So that's that. All right. Other questions? So Mike and I are both in Philadelphia. Or nice, Mike. You're now way out in the suburbs. So a person would claim you're in Philadelphia, but aren't technically anymore.
I'm in the greater Philadelphia area.
The greater Philadelphia area. Yeah, there you go. The Delaware Valley. So yeah, keep pointing out where you guys are located. I would like to hear. Mike, are you running Speedify right now? Do you want to screen share and let us see it?
Sure.
Let's try doing something interesting.
Can I share just one single screen?
It looks like it. Window, right? Let's try it. Technology.
Google Chrome. Let me see if Google will let me.
Oh, God.
I might have to enable it and go back.
I'm on a Mac here, so yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
So something got broken with a combination of Chrome and Mac OS and sharing windows. Nothing to do with us. It's messing up all the users of Google Meet and StreamYard and Restream, all these web-based apps that are supposed to let you screen share. They're all broken. It's terrible. All right. So before this call, you and I were talking about NFTs.
Yeah. Good conversation.
I don't know. The gas fees are so high. I just don't understand how any of it works out. All right. Nithapong asks, will Speedify locate a server in Thailand? I hope. We will look into it. I don't know how hosting is in Thailand. That whole South and Southeast Asia, we've been having trouble finding reasonably priced, sufficiently fast servers. I was talking earlier. We were trying in Delhi, we were trying in Malaysia, and just not fast enough. We rent a big, powerful machine in Delhi, and we got 10 megabits through it. 10 megabits doesn't help anyone. We want more than 1,000 megabits through any of our servers. We're here to give you guys a speed boost, and that's just not going to happen with that. Similar stuff in Malaysia. New Zealand, we have this frustrating problem where we have a couple good servers and they won't sell us more. Our provider has apparently run out of capacity, and it's terrible. Yeah, Trey says gas fees are one of the main things that keep me away from some projects. Yeah. I just don't understand. They're so expensive. If that's the price of avoiding centralization, maybe we're better off trusting Visa and letting Visa run a proof of stake blockchain where they hold all the stake. It's fine. That would be much, much cheaper. But hey, I'm sure some NFT people will tear into me, tell me how wrong I am, that I should never trust anyone. But if you walk down the chain, you end up having to trust somebody. You got to trust the artist.
So it also depends what marketplace you use. So a lot of these gas fees we're talking about is from the Ethereum blockchain, which is pretty much the most popular one to sell NFTs on. So if you look for alternatives, it won't have as much discoverability or reliability, but there are other ways around it.
All right. I'm just going to answer this tragic truth that I've been not talking about. We did give the 50 gigs to the people in Iran, and within days, 80% of the traffic through Speedify was the millions of people in Iran flocking to it, and we couldn't afford it. Trying to balance between, somehow we became the internet source for Iran. So, we're a small company. There's sort of only so much we can do. So we had to pull that back a bit. We believe in internet freedom, but at some point we need to eat as well. And hosting all these servers is expensive. So that's why we do this live stream. You guys get to hear the truth, the whole truth. I answer all your questions. Iran. Holy cow. There are so many people in Iran who want better internet access. And I want to help them, but it's just, I need some giant partner. So that's the truth of that. What else? We are coming up on the half hour here. Thank you, Trey. I am nothing but honest. perhaps to a fault. I was in a meeting in Germany, and the guy asked me, "Can Speedify do?" And he named something, and I said, "No, it can't." And all the German guys looked at each other, and one of the guys said, "Meet Alex Gieses, the honest software salesman." And everyone started laughing. Apparently, nobody trying to sell software had ever admitted their software couldn't do anything before. So, all right. Nice. Did I take it you're in Venezuela, Rita? I'm kind of piecing that together from comments here. We're here to help as much as we can. All right. I think we are going to call this an end. We're at 2:30. We going to do this again next week. And not sure whether we're going to have Kevin, the lead developer on Speedify, or whether we're going to have Brian Purdell, Chief Technical Officer, who manages the hosting. But one of those two. And tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, so 3 hours later than this, we're doing Chill and Wholesome Live, streaming with Insomnia Doodles. So Insomnia Doodles, she is a live streamer, blogger. Lots of cool stuff with both virtual reality and accessibility for people with disabilities. So it should be interesting. She's got a couple great topics that we're going to dig into tomorrow afternoon. Are you guys ever looking for influencers for sponsorships? Yeah, kind of. So we don't really have a program. We think we're probably supposed to. Everybody else selling software streamers has a program. Shoot an email to support@speedify.com if you're interested, and we will figure out how to redirect that to the correct person. So that's it. So yeah, email us. There we go. There's the email address, support@speedify.com. Yeah, that's it. So thank you, everybody. This was really exciting. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow with Insomnia Doodles. If not, next week, where we will have Kevin or Brian digging in deeply. All right.